Welcome back to That Handicapping Show. I'm Claire Novak, joined today by Tom LaMarra. We are going to take a look at the $200,000 Swale Stakes, Grade 2 for 3-year-olds going 7 furlongs at Gulfstream Park. And Tom, there's a horse coming back in here, the Todd Pletcher trainee Daredevil, who is a Grade 1 winner. He won the Champagne very impressively. But he ran into a little trouble in the Breeders' Cup and has been off since then. So you and I are both going to take a look at some other runners here. But why not pick Daredevil on top?
Well, number one, I think he'll probably be the favorite in this race. And, you know, it's a relatively short field. Usually this race attracts, you know, a slightly larger group, I think. With some horses that you really think may actually be looking at stretching out maybe in time for the Triple Crown races. I'm not so sure about that this year. Also, you know, he's working well. I completely draw a line through the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Yeah.
He didn't have the best trip. He finished up the track, but, you know, it was a pretty strong race, I think. You know, horses that ran in it anyway. Also, he draws the inside in a 7-furlong race. I've said it many times on the show. It's just not my favorite spot for a horse.
Right.
A win wouldn't surprise me, but I think there were some real quality speed horses to his outside that have a better shot.
Right, and he has been working well at Palm Meadows, and Todd basically said they still are potentially looking to stretch him out and wanted to give him this race back. So I kind of agree with you that he may need a race, and I'd just like to see what happens here before I really form an opinion on him. But like you said, I think there are a couple in here that could do much better. One that you and I both like is Super Colossal. This is a Live Oak Plantation runner, a son of Warfront, and he was undefeated in 3 starts. He also took the Breeders' Cup Juvenile route, and that didn't go so well, but at least he finished a little better than Daredevil. He was 7th. Came back and won the Texas Glitter on the turf February 7th at Gulfstream, and trainer Eddie Plesa Jr. said that was basically they needed to get a race in him, and it was the option of waiting for this race or go ahead and run him on a surface that he'd never run on before, but he probably wouldn't mind, and get him ready for this race. And so that's what they did, and it worked out. And I think he will run very well in this spot.
Yeah, you know what? I really like the horse. He's in post 5 in a 7-horse field. Actually, his Breeders' Cup Juvenile race was actually quite good because he was in a duel through extremely fast fractions and was actually hanging around near the top of the stretch. Yeah, he finished 7th. I think I love horses who come back to prep at 5 furlongs on the turf and win like he did at Tampa in 55 and at Gulfstream.
Yeah.
In 55 and 4 from off the pace, stretching back out on the dirt to 7 furlongs. He's already won at a mile. I think there are a lot of positives here.
Yeah, and this is a horse who has run into trouble in some of his races, but still recovers to win. If you look back at the running lines, he won the Tyro Stakes at Monmouth Park after stumbling at the start. In the Breeders' Cup, he stumbled at the start. In his last race, he actually ended up getting bumped in the stretch a little bit.
He finds trouble.
So he finds trouble, but it doesn't seem to dissuade him from his course to victory. So Tom and I both pretty high on that one. Now another speed horse in here, Senor Grits. Or Senor Grits, I suppose it should be. Senor Grits. This horse is an Ian Wilkes trainee, and I'm always really interested to see what Ian's horses are up to because he's a great trainer. He's one of my favorites. And this is a very interesting runner in the fact that he seems to still be figuring things out. I think he's a little green still. He's an elusive quality runner. But last time out at Tampa, January 31st, he did manage to get another win off of his maiden score, which he broke in October at Churchill. So what do you like about him?
The reason that I really like the horse is, one, he came back at Tampa, won a 6-furlong allowance race in 109 and 3, which is pretty strong. He's also a horse that can come from off the pace in a race that has a lot of speed. So he is a horse that I would absolutely use, as well as from the outside post, XY Jet, who is also a speed horse, but I think he's got the better post than, say, a horse like Daredevil. But I think it's Super Colossal and then Senor Grits and XY Jet. For wagering purposes, you know, I really would key on Super Colossal in this race.
All right, next White Jet was the runner-up in the Hutchison Stakes last time out to Barbados, so he's been running in some good company there. It's a little bit of a quiet weekend,
Very
surprisingly.
quiet.
A quiet Saturday.
There is a race at Turfway, the Great War is racing again after winning the 96 Rock Stakes at
In the
Turfway.
Battaglia Memorial.
Right, he's stretching out. He's run around 2 turns before, but he's looking for his first win around 2 turns, and I believe he'll be, I don't know, maybe even money. So, but it's going to be a good race to watch to see what he does moving forward.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and that race goes at 8:40 p.m.
Right.
Eastern time. So go ahead and take a look at bloodhorse.com for all of our continued coverage, and we'll keep you posted as these 3-year-olds continue to progress on the road to hopefully the Kentucky Derby presented by Yum Brands. And we always want to thank Briss for the PPs.
Yep.
Thank you for watching that handicapping show.